going on? Welcome back to Walkman Comics. My name is Isaac, and I'm sorry that it's not another podcast being uploaded because it's the weekend. I've been saying for the past 2 weeks that it could be uploaded next week. To be honest, I actually don't know when we're going to get to upload the podcast next, but when we do, it's going to be really awesome, and it's going to be better than what we've had in the past. Just trust me, it's going to be really good. Anyway, today I'm going to be doing another comic review of the New 52 Green Lantern New Guardian series, the first volume of that series. And first off, I'm going to talk about non-spoilers, and then I'm going to go into the spoiler review. So if you don't care about spoilers, or if you do care about spoilers and you don't want it spoiled, just listen to the non-spoiler review, and then you can go and read the comic. This is just sort of my opinion on it and what I think about it. So, basically, a quick rundown of the story that doesn't spoil anything is, this is about Kyle Rayner, the Green Lantern, not Hal Jordan or like Guy Gardner or any of those guys. It's about the new one. Actually, I don't know if he's the new one or not. Basically, Kyle Rayner was just given the ring by Ganthet, the Guardian, and basically it just quickly shows you how he got his how he got the ring, and then I think it's like 2 months later, 3 months later, I don't know. Could be quite a bit of time. All the other Green Lantern core rings start to move towards him, and all the other lanterns sort of go after him because their rings sort of teleported towards him, and they think that he stole them from them. And yeah, that's basically the story. So yeah, there is I do have some notes on it right here. So yeah, you don't really need to be a Green Lantern fan to understand this. Like, I knew nothing about Green Lantern before reading this, you know, and then I still understood it and still enjoyed the story. Like, you don't need to be a fan of Green Lantern or DC for that matter to be able to understand this story and enjoy it. So yeah, yeah, this was made back in 2012, 2 years after the New 52 came out, I think it is, I don't know. And yeah, the art is really cool. The art is a lot like the art style that they use in Teen Titans Rebirth. That's a pretty cool series. I kind of like that. The first volume of that, by the way, not the second volume. But yeah. Sometimes there's a lot of stuff in one panel, and it's hard to tell what's going on. That only happens like 3 or 4 times, though. I just thought I might point that out. But yeah, I would recommend this comic. Not like I would recommend, say, in the New 52, I'd recommend the Flash series over this, but it's still pretty good though. Anyway, so now the spoiler review. In my notes, I wrote spoilers in big letters so I wouldn't forget about it, because when I did the review on the New 52 Flash series for the first time, I forgot to talk about spoilers, and yeah, I do feel a bit bad about that. So yeah, with this one, spoiler warning right now. Anyway, yeah, basically what happens is it starts out where it just quickly glosses over how Kyle Rayner got his Green Lantern ring. Like, it's not even his backstory, it just like quickly shows you how he got the ring. And basically he's just in the restaurant with his friends eating dinner, and he's just sketching. It's kind of cool. He wants to be an artist, and that's kind of cool because I do as well. But yeah, he basically tries to leave out the back door for a bit, and Ganthet is just right there floating in the air, and he's just like, Kyle Rayner of Earth, you have been chosen. And then he gives him the ring, and he just has no idea what's going on. But yeah, basically he takes him up into space, and yeah, hold on, what city is it? I need to check out which city was he in. I have the volume right here, by the way. open right now so I can just look at stuff. Yeah, he's in New York, which is yeah, kind of cool. You don't really see that many DC stories in New York because it's mainly Marvel that puts everything in New York. You know, with DC they have like Gotham City and Central City and Metropolis and Keystone City or whatever the other one is. I don't know. It's never really in New York that much, so yeah, I think that's pretty cool, as far as I know. But then it just shows some of the other lanterns losing their rings. It says that they've been decommissioned. Like there's the Yellow Lantern, he's attacking some pirates, and then his ring disappears. There's Red Lantern, he like falls over on the floor after his ring disappears. That's kind of weird. Then Star Sapphire, who else? Yeah, that's basically all the ones that you get to see the rings stolen, and basically it shows Kyle Rayner in New York, and he's basically saving a bunch of construction workers from a crane that falls over, and he basically creates constructs of just these giant guys holding up the crane. I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, basically he's just, after that he's just in New York, and like the other rings just all teleport to him, and they all say, Kyle Rayner of Earth, you have been chosen. Like they all say that, and all the other lanterns appear because they want to get the rings back. They think he's a sort of a ring thief. And quick side note, what's the name, Indigo Lantern, and what's the name, Bleez, the Red Lantern. Indigo Lantern looks a lot like Thanos. Like, he looks like a normal human-sized Thanos. I think that's pretty funny. And then there's Bleez that looks like Hela from Thor. Yeah, Hela was in Thor Ragnarok. Anyway, back to the story. Basically, yeah, they think he's a ring thief, and he's just like, no, the rings just came to me, I don't know what's going on. And yeah, they have a bit of a fight in New York, and basically there's Saint Walker. He's the Blue Lantern. He's friends with Kyle Rayner, I think. I don't know. But yeah, Kyle goes to the planet Planet O, sorry. Oa. I still don't know how to pronounce that. Planet Oa, I think. It's basically, yeah, the Green Lantern Corps. And yeah, you get to see basically all the lanterns in there. It's pretty cool. So yeah, he goes and asks the Guardians about it, and what happens is all the rings just teleport to him. Some of them believe that he is a ring thief as well, like, but all the rings go back to him, and then something really cool happens, right? All the rings go on his fingers, and then this super cool armor forms around him. It's kind of like a combination of all of the all of the Lantern Corps armors. He's basically just like a fusion of every single Lantern Corps. It's super cool. I just think it's awesome. And yeah, he just becomes insanely powerful. And yeah, this is like, there's this one panel where it's one of those moments where the art looks super awesome, you know, like just like they make it look like he's blasting like energy at all the Guardians, and then they're really scared, and like it's super colorful and it looks really cool. And then all the other lanterns appear because they want to get their rings back. They think he's the thief, and yeah, they have a bit of a fight on the planet. And then what happens is Larfleeze attacks. First off, one of his constructs appears, but it's sort of like a sentient one. Like, it's not just an object that he's controlling. But yeah, Larfleeze, the Orange Lantern, Agent Orange, someone called him. Basically, yeah, he's trying to get his ring back as well, and he sort of really has a grudge against the Green Lantern Corps. And yeah, and he kills all of the, well, he doesn't kill anyone. I guess he does maybe, but yeah, he tries to take over the planet, and basically, yeah, the Indigo Lantern guy, I don't know his name. He basically teleports them to planet Okara. It's basically I think it's the Yellow Lantern home planet. I don't know, but yeah, and then they're still sort of at each other's throats. And then Sinestro appears, and basically, if you don't know, he's in charge of the Yellow Lantern Corps, which is now called the Sinestro Corps, because he's in charge of it. And he goes to Akilo, who's a Yellow Lantern, and he's just like, tyrant Mongol, ripped out your tongue, and it's a symbol of shame, and I'll get rid of that symbol of shame. And he heals his tongue back, and I don't know, that happens a bit quick. I think it's just to sort of just set up Sinestro for the future. But one of the Guardians says that where the person is that caused all the rings to go to Kyle Rayner, and he says that just a few hours ago he tracked this weird portal in space, and then this giant structure that's the size of an entire solar system, it's basically just an artificial solar system made out of metal, just comes out of that portal, and it's just super awesome. Like, this is such a cool concept, actually. I love this concept. Just a solar system. It's kind of like one of those little display solar systems, that you'd find in like a National Geographic shop, I guess. If that's the best way I can describe it, it has little beams that like hold it up, and it's sort of like there's the sun in the center, and there's like little balls that represent the planets, and like they're around the thing. I'll try and see if I can find a picture to put up on the screen. But it's basically a giant one of those made of metal with artificial planets. It's just super cool. So the Lanterns go and check it out. But Bleez bails back to the Red Lantern Corps. Basically, what's the name of the planet? I don't know. Planet Yzmalt? I don't know. It's the homeworld of the Red Lantern Corps. But it's basically just all of the lanterns except Bleez, and they're basically checking out this structure. And what happens when Bleez goes back to the Red Lantern Corps? Basically, Atrocitus, the guy that's in charge of them, what he does is he calls her useless for like losing the ring or something. He says, "You're useless to me," like this, and then he sort of, I guess, baptizes her in like a river of blood. It's kind of weird, but anyway, the team or the gang is like just looking at this structure, and they really like to emphasize through dialogue how big this thing is. And to me, that's a little bit unnecessary, because like we already know that it's the size of a solar system. Like, you don't need to be like, oh, this is so big, this is so massive, I can't even understand how big this is, because like, we all know that sort of how it's the same size as a solar system, but I think with the art in that bit, they could have made it look more believable, I guess. Like, you could look at like the surface of a planet from a certain angle in space, like that sort of footage that there is of planet Earth, of like sort of like it's panning across the whole Earth to sort of display how big it is, that's basically, they could have done that with the art. Like, I reckon that could have been a whole lot more effective. Basically what happens is Kyle notices a door in one of the sides of the buildings, because like the surface of one of those planets is just like a Death Star, basically, if that's the best way I can describe it. Then Kyle notices a door in the side of the planet, and he basically goes in and notices that there's a planet just like Tamaran, I don't know how to say it. I don't know if that's the same planet that Starfire came from. I mean, it's not the same planet, but I think Starfire came from Tamaran. I'm sorry if I'm saying the name wrong, but basically it's a real planet inside of a shell of an artificial planet. There's this what's the name? These statues of a guy called archangel, basically. And there's basically a bunch of these angels that are in charge of this sort of solar system, and basically one of the angels is there's only one remaining archangel, basically. And by the way, there is a guy in X-Men called Archangel, so I don't know, that's kind of a bit but anyway, yeah, he sort of feels threatened that there's almost all of the lanterns are attacking his little collection of planets. And yeah, what happens is he appears and sort of tries to fight them, and there are a bunch of statues of him around the different planets, and basically he can go to wherever a statue of him is, basically. And yeah, what he does is where's the blue guy, the Blue Lantern, Saint Walker. Basically what he does is he sort of taps into his mind and sort of reads his mind to understand his backstory. Basically what happened was there were a bunch of archangels that sort of were in charge of that place, and there's Larfleeze. It sounds weird to say Larfleeze. It's a lot more satisfying to say Larfreeze, I think. But yeah, Larfleeze, what he did was he started to attack that solar system and basically kill off a bunch of the angels. And what happened was after an angel gets killed, their soul sort of carries on and becomes sort of energy for all the other archangels to use. It's kind of like the Flash with the Speed Force, when one of them dies out, then they sort of turn into a part of the Speed Force for the other Flashes to use. I think that's how it works. I don't really know, but yeah, basically what happened was the remaining archangel, after the other ones were killed, he was actually able to stand up to Larfleeze, and yeah, after a while he sort of comes to an agreement with the Lanterns that he'll spare their life if they go back to planet Oa and kill Larfleeze. And that's basically where the comic ends. There isn't any variant art, but there's this really cool concept art of the Archangel and Kyle and Fatality, who is Star Sapphire. Anyway, I just feel like I said loads and loads of stuff in one breath, even though I'm not that exhausted. Anyway, don't believe I forgot to mention the writers. So there's Tony Bennett and Tyler Kirkham-Batt. I think Tony Bennett is the writer and Tyler, I'm not gonna try and pronounce his last name, is the artist, because I don't know if that's true or not, because with the Flash, when I reviewed that series, the New 52 Flash series, it turned out that one of them was a writer and an artist, and the other one was just a writer. So I don't know who's the writer or the artist. Maybe it says in here. Yeah, Tony Bennett is the writer, Tyler Kirkham is the penciler, and Bat is the inker. So yeah, that's a different guy. Nay Ruffino is the colorist, Dave Sharp is the letterer, and Tyler Kirkham-Batt and Rod Reeds are the collection cover artists. I don't know. I'm just reading through the sort of the credits at the start of the book. Not really the credits, you know what I mean, it just says who worked on it. Yeah, props to you guys. It looks really cool. I think the story is okay. The story doesn't make me go, oh, that's really awesome, I really like that. And there aren't any moments in this that make me sort of go, oh, that's really cool. Sort of one-liners, not really one-liners, one sort of sentence that someone says, and then I hear that, and I'm just wow, that's really awesome, it's normally something like that sort of really sells a story to me, but I don't know, it's still good nonetheless. I would recommend this. Yeah, out of 10, it got a 5-star review by Comic Vine, by the way, and it says the New York Times best-selling series, but everything's the New York Times best-selling series these days. I sound like an old man saying that, don't I? Anyway, yeah, I would recommend this. Out of 10, I'd probably rate it about, out of 10, 5.3? 5.35? Yeah, I'm gonna rate it a 5.35. That's a bit specific, but yeah, I'd check out this comic. Anyway, thank you for watching. Look out for the podcast, which is gonna get here sometime. I don't know. And I think something that they were trying to do, they're trying to sort of leave this volume on a cliffhanger so that you go and check out the next volume. I don't really know if I want to check it out or not. I'm not really that convinced. But the next comic review that I do is probably going to be a Marvel comic because, yeah, I've been reviewing a lot of DC recently. But yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching. And I don't really have anything else to say. So yeah, see you later.